Hello students, I am Varsha Chauhan welcoming you on my YouTube channel, and today I'm gonna explain you a poem of your honeydew book named Geography Lesson, whose poet is Zulfikar Ghosh. So let's start. Students, here I would like to discuss some important points about the poet of this poem first. See children, Zulfikar Ghosh was born on 13th of March 1935 and he died on 30th of June 2022. He was a Pakistani American novelist, poet and essayist. He was born in Sialkot, Punjab. His work are primarily magical realism. In this poem, he describes the scene of the city and the country from an aeroplane flying high in the sky. So we will read about the description he has given in the poem. So let's start with stanza number 1 of the poem. When the jet sprang into the sky, it was clear why the city had developed the way it had. Seeing it scale 6 inches to the mile, there seemed an inevitability about what on ground had looked haphazard, unplanned and without style when the jet sprang into the sky. So students, I would like to tell you some meanings of quite difficult words. See the word sprang, it means move rapidly upwards. Okay. See the second word scaled. Scaled means to cover. Okay, or covered. Inevitability meaning the quality of being certain to happen that cannot be avoided. The thing which we cannot avoid is known as inevitability. Haphazard means without plan or without any order. The poet talks about how the city looked like when the jet took off into the sky. Means that when the poet was on the sky and he looked down on the city from above, how the city was looking like, he has described this thing in the stanza number 1. He says that as the jet covered the height of 6 inches to a mile, it made sense why the city had been developed the way it is. He also mentioned how unavoidable it was to notice how unplanned and non-stylish the city looked before the jet took off. When he says that whatever there was on the ground looked haphazard, it means that it appeared as if it was made without plan or order. Means from above the city was looking quite unplanned and unordered. Okay, so go through the next stanza. When the jet reached 10,000 feet, it was clear why the country had cities, where the rivers ran, and why the valleys were populated. The logic of geography that land and water attracted man was clearly delineated when the jet reached 10,000 feet. See students, some difficult words of this stanza. In this stanza, I found only one which is difficult, delineated, which means shown. So in this second stanza, when the jet reached a height of 10,000 feet, he talks about how it all made sense as to why the country had cities built along the river. The river provided sources as well as source of earning and livelihood. The poet even understands why the valleys are inhabited. Moreover, the logic behind the geographical structure could clearly be seen when the jet reached a height of 10,000 feet according to the poet. The logic of geography stated that the intersection of land and water fascinated man. Let's go through the stanza number 3. When the jet rose 6 miles high, it was clear the earth was round and that it had more sea than land. But it was difficult to understand that the men on the earth found causes to hate each other, to build wall across cities and to kill. From that height, it was not clear why. Now see students, in stanza number 3, there is no difficult word. So I would directly like to explain you this stanza. In the 3rd stanza, poet mentions that as the jet reached a height of 6 miles, one could clearly see that the earth is round. From where it could be seen that earth is round? From 6 miles above height. It was also visible that the seas covered more than the land. All these facts become clear, but one thing that poet could not justify was the hate that existed among men. The poet still, he could not understand why people found reason to divide cities by building walls or why man kill each other. Even from such a height, these questions still remain unanswered. So here your explanation of the poem ends. I hope you all have understood the poem. Thank you all for watching this video. Keep reading further and keep understanding. Thank you. Here your English teacher, Varsha Chauhan.